Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Thursday. It is still snowy outside. It's little flurries coming down. It's supposed to get really cold tomorrow across the Ohio Valley. But today it is a day where travel is better than it has been earlier in the week, as the roads are clear. It might still be a little bit slippery due to the winter weather that is arriving early here in December. Give us a little bit of a winter wonderland. And this weekend, a big weekend if you're a college football fan, a pro football fan, the NFL and the college football games. NFL getting into the final part of the season. College football, you have, of course, championship weekend with the conference championship games, which could this year go a long way in determining which teams get in or not to the college football playoffs. So it's an interesting conversation to get into on this Thursday as we get ready for a big football weekend across the country. And Tommy T Dog checking in is it's really cold. It is cold outside. Actually, today for myself, there's no wind. If there's no wind, I'm usually pretty good. I'm like, okay, it's a little cold out, but it's not windy. You get that wind and it just goes through you. But today I didn't think it was that bad. Not a lot of wind, but it is going to get near record lows tomorrow, down around 12 degrees, which I believe the low is, or is the record low for this date. I think was set back in, or not this date, but I think this month, maybe the month of December. But I can't remember. I'm trying to remember exactly what Jeff said, but around 12 degrees, just air temperature. So it's going to be cold. T-Dog saying Colts are in the wild card right now. Right now, they need to get some winning done. They lost last week, and that hurt them. And we have a hello from MJ. MJ, hello. Hopefully, all is well. So yeah, it's a weekend where if it's cold, it's a great weekend to watch football. Just sit on the couch, put on the games, and enjoy some football. So what we did was we decided to get some picks on the NFL and college football championship games that are going on. And we'll begin with the NFL college championship weekend for the conferences. We'll save those for last. We're going to start with the NFL. NFL starts tonight with an interesting game in Detroit. The Dallas Cowboys, red hot Dallas Cowboys, offense, defense playing just well enough. And the offense is just getting it done with George Pickens. And the Steelers wish they had them back. If you had George Pickens and DK Metcalf, maybe to be able to get your offense to do a little bit more. The Steelers don't have him, and he is racking up the catches in Dallas, big-time plays. So I asked Jamie Baker and producer extraordinaire Jordan for their expert analysis on this one. At home, they both went with the Lions. Lions giving 3 points. Dallas red hot. Lions need a win. So they both went with Detroit. Steelers, Ravens. Now, Jordan and Jamie are both huge Pittsburgh Steeler fans. They both went with the Ravens. So and the Ravens are favored by 6 points. But if the Steelers can win this game, they really put themselves in the driver's seat in the division. But they have to win against the Ravens. Right now, and the Ravens aren't playing well. Everybody in Pittsburgh's losing their mind over the way the Steelers are playing. Ravens aren't playing well either. Titans and Browns in Cleveland. Both Jamie and Jordan go with the Browns in that one. Big game here. Cincinnati trying to sneak up on the Ravens and the Steelers possibly as Joe Burrow returns. Now, it's an uphill climb. Can they do it? Probably not. But with Joe Burrow, all things apparently are possible. They are in Buffalo Sunday for an afternoon game with the Bills. Cincinnati, would you think? I thought maybe someone would go with Cincinnati. They both went in Buffalo. Then on Sunday Night Football, huge game for the Kansas City Chiefs. We may see the end of the Chiefs' current run as the big dog in the AFC for at least this year. They may retool and be all set next year. But if they lose to the Texans on Sunday night, it's pretty much all done for them. Houston and the Chiefs, it was split. It was Jamie Baker went with the Chiefs at home. Jordan went with Texans on the road. And finally, the LA Chargers, another split. Jamie Baker went with Philadelphia. The Chargers were the pick of Jordan. Now, I will be rooting for Detroit, but I think Dallas is going to. I think Dallas is going to win that game. Detroit's banged up, but I will. Like I said, I'll be rooting for Detroit, but Dallas, I think, comes out on top in that one. Steelers, Ravens. Steelers always find a way to beat the Ravens at least once during a season. I don't know if it's this week. They just gave up 240 plus yards rushing at Acrisure or Heinz Field, whatever you want to call it, to Buffalo. They've got Derrick Henry. Now, they haven't really been able to get him untracked, but it might be this weekend. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. Browns, Titans. Browns at home. Go with the Browns. Buffalo and Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati pulls the upset. Why not? Why not? Cincinnati pulls the upset. Chiefs at home, I think they find a way. A lot of pride there. They're going to find a way to keep themselves in this thing until the very end. And the Chargers in Philly. Philly on the road. Philly not playing well, but you don't know how banged up Justin Herbert's hand is. Can he play with it? The whole thing. So I'm going to hedge my bets towards Philadelphia in that one. Okay. Let's see. T-Dog, check it back in. Pat McAfee is releasing a song tonight for Spotify. He actually sings now. Well, we haven't heard him sing yet, so I haven't. So I don't know how well he sings, but good for him. He is a multimedia giant right now. And my Colts are in for Monday Night Football. Yeah, they're going to be there. I think they're next week, aren't they? So we'll have to see. But the Colts, Colts need to get some wins. Or they're going to be in trouble. All right, college conference championship games. Here we go. Sun Belt Championship. Now, the highest rated conference that's outside of the Power Four may have an opportunity to get in. So right now in the Sun Belt Championship, James Madison is 11-1. They're ranked 25th. They play Troy 8-4. So it's one of those situations where, James Madison should win this game, favored by 23.5 points. Over under is 47.5. I asked Jamie Ely and Jordan Lapata about this one, and James Madison was the selection. Jamie Baker also picked James Madison. That game's an ESPN game, 7:00 on Saturday night. Or no, it's Friday night game. So you can see that one early. Get your college football weekend started early. I heard it. It's actually good. All right. T-Dog saying, get ready for Pat McAfee to hit the top 40 on the Billboard charts. The American Championship. Tulane, 10-2, ranked 20th in the country against North Texas. North Texas ranked 24th, and they are giving 2.5 points. 2.5 points. But Tulane was the pick between Jamie Ely, Jamie Baker, and Jordan, producer extraordinaire. The over-under in that one, they're expecting some scoring in this one. Over-under 67.5 points. That is a lot of points. If JMU wins, they will actually bowl. Yeah. They will bowl indeed. One way or the other, they should be in a bowl game of some sort. Now, those games are the games 8 o'clock at ABC, the American Championship game. How about this one? We'll save this one for last. All right, we're going to go to the Big 12 championship game. Number 4, Texas Tech, BYU, 11-1. Now, the committee, here's the interesting thing about the college football playoff committee. They have to select 12 teams. There's rules. The conference champions go in. But they tend not to penalize the team that loses in the playoff or in a conference championship game. They wouldn't keep them out of the playoff. So Texas Tech is playing BYU. Both teams are 11-1. Texas Tech is ranked 4th in their playoff rankings. So if they lose a close game, they're going to still get in. They're not going to drop out of the top 12. So Texas Tech is going to go. But now they want to win the Big 12 championship. BYU, on the other hand, is 11-1, and they sit 11th in the rankings from the college football playoff situation from the committee. So if BYU loses close, let's say it's a 3-point game, comes down to the wire, or it's just a 3-point game, BYU probably stays in. So it'll be interesting to see if they lose by 2 touchdowns, does Miami move up? Miami's sitting at 13th. I think it's 13th. They're right there. And then the whole debate between Miami and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's 10th. So Texas Tech and BYU. So I'm sure a lot of people that are at the bottom half or the back half of that bracket for the committee, like Miami and Notre Dame, both of those teams will be rooting heavily for Texas Tech to win big to get BYU out of there. The SEC championship game. Georgia 11-1, Alabama 10-2. Georgia's a 2.5-point favorite in the SEC championship game. Alabama 9th, Georgia 3. Georgia's not going anywhere. They lose, they're still going to the playoffs. Alabama, that's a question mark. They jumped up ahead of Notre Dame. And again, the committee has done this thing where if you lose in the championship games, you don't necessarily get penalized. So did they move them up because they absolutely want to have Alabama in the playoff? But if Alabama's 10-3 and Miami's 10-2 and Notre Dame's 10-2, but Alabama's 10-3, they've lost 3 times. How do they stay in? But if they lose close, maybe they stay in. They lose by, touchdown or more. But, there's a good chance Alabama beats Georgia. It would be for the second time. So we'll have to see. And anyways, back to, let's see, with the championship game. All right, Texas Tech, all the Jamie Ely, Jamie Baker, and Jordan all picked Texas Tech to win. The Georgia game, Jamie Ely and Jamie Baker went with Georgia, and Jordan went with Alabama. Pardon me. Okay, the ACC championship game, 7-5 Duke taking on number 17 Virginia. All 3 picked Virginia 10-2. They win that, they go to they will likely be into the playoff field. They are giving 4 points. The over-under in that one is 57.5, so they're expecting a big scoring game. And then in the MAC, because everybody loves MACtion, Miami of Ohio somehow got into the championship game over Ohio University. Ohio University had 2 losses, and in the rankings, they are second to Western Michigan, a team that they should have won. But Miami goes at 7-5 to take on 8-4 Western Michigan. That's Saturday at noon. Everybody going with Western Michigan in that one. All right, what is this now? T-Dog. Drink 20 cases of Pepsi Zero if Kansas City Chiefs don't go to the playoffs. Okay. I'm not sure what that's all about with Pepsi Zero, but Kansas City Chiefs, they until they are literally eliminated from playoff contention, you have to think they have a chance. So right now they still have a chance, but if they lose to Houston this weekend, it could be over. It basically could be over. All right, so Miami and Western Michigan in the MAC. Everybody going with Western Michigan in that one. Jamie Baker, extremely disappointed. I'm disappointed. We were hoping to go to Detroit, watch the game, watch the OU Bobcats, Ohio University, her alma mater, where my daughter goes to school. So love the Bobbies, but right now they are on the outside looking in. They'll still go bowling. So that's a look at it. The games across the National Football League, or some of the games. And then, of course, the championship weekend games, the selections by all of our experts here. So anyways, it should be a great weekend to watch some college football and pro football. Hopefully your teams win. Hopefully you enjoy the weekend. And hopefully you don't have to drink 20 cases of Pepsi Zero. That's a lot of cases. But that's about it for now. So until next time, let's see. Who did I pick? I picked Virginia over Duke. I think Alabama finds a way over Georgia. Texas Tech beats BYU. Oh, yeah, I almost left one out. The biggest game of the weekend, and I almost left it out. What am I thinking? I skipped it. To save it for last. But 8 o'clock on Fox on Saturday night, Indiana number 2 at 12-0, Ohio State 12-0. They are number 1. Ohio State giving 4 points in the Big Ten championship game. Indiana's the real deal. They can play. But Ohio State's the defending national champion. They just beat Michigan. They're feeling good. They want to go win another championship. And I think they're ready to do just that. I think Indiana will be close, but I think Ohio State finds a way to win that one, and they remain undefeated going into the college football playoffs. Both teams will be getting into the college football playoffs, but I think Ohio State comes up a winner on Saturday against the Hoosiers of Indiana. So there you go. So here we go. Let's see. Heartline. Yep. Hartline went to South Florida. I think it's a good move for him. Good move for him. The coach, I can't think of his name right now, the coach that was just there, spent 3 seasons at South Florida, built the program up, had I think a 9-3 season this year, and he has a job at Auburn. Brian Hartline will have a job at a power conference within 5 years. If he does as well as everyone thinks he's going to do in recruiting, and one of the things that it's already looking like maybe one of the top wide receivers that he was recruiting for Ohio State may be headed to South Florida now. And my son was talking to me about it. He goes, what's up with that? And I said, where's he from? He said, Florida. And I said, people go, and this is the thing about college football. As much as you're going to play for the school, you get recruited by coaches. So the coach that you get recruited by may be the guy that you're like, man, this guy's got my back. I really like this guy. I want to play for him. I'm going to play for him. Yeah, it's at Ohio State. That's where I want to go to school. But I want to play for the coach. So then if that coach leaves and you think that coach is going to be your bridge to great success, maybe you're going to go with him. And if you're a Florida kid and you don't have to leave Florida to go north to Ohio and play in the cold, why wouldn't you stay in Florida, at South Florida? South Florida's good school, good program. But Brian Hartline, I think he's going to do well. And if he's as good a recruiter as everyone says he is, and he is, because Ohio State's always at the top of the list for recruits, he's right in Florida, one of the hotbed of recruiting. He should do real well. He should do really, really well. And Penn State misses on another one. Penn State is having an awful time getting a head coach. They're still trying to figure that one out. And finally, T-Dog checking back in, that Giannis guy from the Bucks of Milwaukee may be traded. That's a topic of conversation. The Bucks aren't doing real well. You could trade him. And in the NBA, you can get multiple picks. You'll probably, for Giannis, you would probably get at least, you're going to get a first-round pick, and you'll probably get at least one, if not two, NBA-ready players where they're going to be able to be inserted into your lineup. So you could, with a pick with a trade for Giannis, you're going to look for a team. I'm just going to pick a team off the top of my head. New York Knicks. They have an opportunity to get Giannis. So you're going to trade one of your players that can play right away, and you're going to give up a couple draft picks. It might be 2 number ones. So you might give away a number 1 this year, number 1 next year. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'm sure I just butchered his last name, but he is worth it because he may be that piece that brings a championship to you. Or if the Los Angeles Lakers, because they love to make a splash, you put Luka Doncic with Giannis in the middle and LeBron James out on the wing, all of a sudden there might be a shift in who's doing what in the Western Conference, which is just being run right now by Oklahoma City. The defending champs are off to a magnificent start. Let's take a look at here. Get on the right page. I want to see where I think they're 23-2, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Oklahoma City 21-1. 21-1. 10-0 at home, 11-1 on the road. The Lakers are second, 5 games back. So if you take the Lakers, you add Giannis. So we'll see what happens with that. And I'll tell you what, if the Pacers got Giannis, that would be a great move for the Pacers. But the Pacers right now, they may be big sellers, and I don't think Giannis would necessarily want to go there because the Pacers right now, next to last in the Eastern Conference, they have injured players, and they're down right now. But a team like the Lakers, a team like Minnesota, or you look at Detroit, any team would love to have him. The Cavaliers, you had Giannis to the Cavaliers. Come on. Lakers play better with LeBron on the bench. Yeah, but he's still a star. He still can get it done. He may not get it done like he used to, but he's still and here's the deal. His game's going to elevate from what it is right now, and it's still really good. But if you put Giannis on the floor with him and Luka, I'm telling you, he's going to be wide open because now all of a sudden you can't double everybody. right now they can double Luka, they can double LeBron, they can, but if you put Giannis there, you're having a tough time doubling everyone. So, if you're talking about a trade, I don't know if it'll happen, but the Lakers, if they could get Giannis, that would really change what's going on in the West. Anyways, we've got to go, everybody. Remember the 2 rules: have fun and always try your best. Won't be here tomorrow, so have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.